going to work on today is we're going to do some knife skills first and foremost, how to handle a knife, how to hold it, and etc. And then we will also go into stock, velouté, cassoulet, and then we'll do soup. And as we move throughout the week, or the weeks as we go through, again, I will alter. You will get recipes when the class is finished. I don't give recipes until, because then you're concentrating here instead of the technique that we're trying to do. But remember, if you are not here, we'll get started. Sometimes I'll wait a little bit. Most likely I will move forward. We will not. I will not move backwards to try to, if you miss something. So if everybody can wash your hands. There's a hand sink right there. Rudy will open the door. There's one right around the corner that everyone can wash their hands. Put your apron on. Your side towel goes right here, just like I have here. Everyone can put that side towel on and we will get started. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First thing we're going to do here is a little bit of knife skills. So, first and foremost, this knife, everybody has a knife. This is called a santoku, right? This is an Asian style knife. It's got a nice little bubble head that's kind of like an orca, right? On it. When you hold this knife, right, you want to hold it like so. Finger here, thumb here, and this goes here, right? This is how you hold the knife. You do not hold like this. You do not hold like this, right? It is meant to be held like this, so that when you cut, you have the control over this knife, right? So this is something that we'll try to do. Today we're going to work on some skills, right? The idea when you're cutting is to do this motion. This is what I need you to learn, is this, not this. We will get to that way, way later, and maybe not even in this class. That is not the way. When you see chefs doing that, they have lots of practice and they're really good at it, right? When you're doing. We may get to that if we're doing a little mushroom or something like that, but that is what we want. We do not want to see you doing that. We want to see a nice, even, this is the motion. And you see the knife is on the table the entire time, and that's what we want. We want this nice motion, right? And that's what you want. Your thumb should be touching the metal and your finger should be touching the metal here so that you have a little control. The reason is that when you are doing this, if you have like this, right, and you cut, you can slip like this. This way you have control over both, right? So this is what you kind of want to make sure that you're doing. You want to have that motion, right? When you're sharpening a knife, again, you can use a whetstone. They also have the level pull-through, right? The electric pull-throughs. They're all with diamond blades. They work. It's what I use at home a lot. It's quick. It's easy, right? Instead of doing this little thing right here does not sharpen your knife. All that this does when we sharpen, we just sharpened these on Thursday. Rudy sharpened all of our knives. So with these, what you're going to do is you pull this way. You can do it this way. This is meant to be held like this. This is what this little thing is, right? So you don't do it. And you pull down and you pull down. Whenever you pick up this, you should pick up this and give your knife a little run through, right? And you see chefs doing that. What they're doing is as you use your knife, your blade will move one way or the other depending on how you hold it. So it bends it. You can't really see it. Chefs can go like that and say they see it. They really don't. No one's got that good a vision, right? What it does is it brings your blade back to center. That's all that it's really doing. So it feels like it's a little sharper. Usually you sharpen your knives, depending if you're a chef and you're using it every single day, maybe you sharpen it every week or every few weeks. And then you use this to really get it going, right? That's why you see chefs do this. This is usually sitting next to them, right? When we cut, the best thing for you to do is remember, this apron goes on your side. That's why it's called a side towel. It's meant to go on yourself somewhere, right? Either in your pocket or on your apron so that it's there. When you're cutting, you should have only thing that should be on your cutting board is what you're cutting and nothing else, right? You can leave a small little thing on the corners if you need to, some garlic or something of that nature. This is called a sizzler platter. I will try to have these almost every time that we work, so this is something that you can do to put your things on. So when you're carrying it from cutting board to here, you can easily take and go into here. You do not, again, knife never leaves the table. You do not scrape like this. Knife stays on here or on your table, and then you scrape into as you're going like this. Everything that you see that I've set up for you, that Rudy and I have done for you every day, is called, anybody know? Mise en place, right? Mise en place, everything in its place. So we have everything kind of set up like that. you think of a batonnet, think of McDonald's French fry. That's kind of about what that is, about the thickness of it. Julienne, and then find Julienne, and then you see brunoise. So if you see brunoise is what you get when you go from Julienne to brunoise here. Now, what you have in front of you, the little that you have in front of you, is just a thing that are a little bit different. There are so many different cuts out there. There's around, but we're going to just concentrate on a few because you won't need them all. When someone says chop means irregular. It means you don't have to have it looking perfect. The reason we have these cuts is because usually that means that you want the dish to look nice. That's why it's cut like that. They're going to see those vegetables a lot. If it says, give me half a cup of chopped onions, it doesn't matter because it's probably going to get strained out or pureed, or it's going to cook long enough where you won't need to worry about it. That's a rough chop. You're typically making something with it. So we're going to do a little bit of stuff today. We're making stock and stuff. So you'll kind of see that. And then you're seeing dice and julienne and small dice and medium dice. We'll work a little bit on those as you go. And we will work on these each class a little bit, right? Each class will be a little bit for you to work on. I would suggest